Hello, everyone. I think we can start the meeting. At least we can prepare for it. Let me see if all of our speakers are here. Also, let me just see if Helen is here. And then if it's okay, I think we may start. So hello, everyone.
Yes, let's make sure Elena is here.
I'll ping her.
Yeah.
The thing is, Zoom is a bit tricky to access from Google corporate laptops. So she may be having difficulties. I think she's coming now.
Okay, let's wait another couple of minutes.
I think Helena is here. Hello, Helena.
Unmute. Yeah, I'm here.
Hello.
Good to see you.
How's it going?
Yep. Well, if all of our speakers are here, I think we can start the session. I want to say hello and welcome to everyone. My name is Iskender. I'll be the moderator today of this Q&A session. This session is dedicated for our Silkway Accelerator, organized by in partnership with Astana Hub and Google for Startups. Let me just give a word to our CEO of Astana Hub. He will give an introductory speech, and then we will go from there. Magžan, please.
Thank you, Iskender. Hello, everyone. It is nice to see you. So today we have a very special meeting. This is the first Q&A session for our new acceleration program. So as you all know, Astana Hub is an international hub for IT entrepreneurs. For today, we have more than 700 IT companies as our residents. Last year, the total revenue was up to $390 million. So they have access to all our support measures, including tax preferences, physical infrastructure, educational and business programs. So today, I'm pleased to announce that in April of this year, Astana Hub signed a partnership agreement with Google for Startups. So I would like to thank Google team Baris, Askar, Beza, and Elena to let that partnership happen. Google for Startups conducts acceleration programs around the world. So for the first time, this program is coming to Central Asian region. So we're going to launch our first acceleration program, which is called Silkway Accelerator, for the to develop startups from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, and Mongolia. So thank you for your attention. I'll give a word back to you, Iskender.
Thank you, Magjan. Now let me please introduce our speakers for today. From Astana Hub's team, we just had CEO of Astana Hub, Magžan Madiев. Also, we will have today with us Abay Absamet. He's a managing director of Astana Hub. And we'll have Aygerim Жаркын. She's acting director of business programs at Astana. From Google side, we have, let me just give me a second. We have Helen. She's a go-to-market and partnership manager from Google for Startups. We have Baris Yesugay. He's a global dev programs region lead. And also we have Askar Aytuğ. He's a GDG Almaty lead. So please welcome our speakers. So first of all, I'd like to give a quick word to Helena, since today she will be with us shortly. She will be here only for approximately 15 minutes. So if you have anything to say, please, the floor is yours, Helena.
Thank you so much, and it's great to be here. So sorry, it was just to introduce myself, or I can just go present and talk about what we do. So I'll talk quickly about what we do and what we're here. So first of all, I think that the recognition to make this happen is not only myself, is Baris. You know, Baris has been pushing a lot to support in the region, and he really made this happen internally. So just like a quick shout out for him. And I'm gonna see if I can share my screen to talk quickly about what Google for Startups is and how we work with partners. So can everyone see my screen? I don't have two screens, so someone just say yes.
We can see it, yes.
Okay, perfect. So Google for Startups has a mission, which is leveling the playing field for startups, founders, and communities to succeed, connecting them with the best of Google. And you say, okay, that's great, but what does actually that mean, and why we did it? So, you know, entrepreneurship is in our DNA. So here I have Larry and Sergey, who were, you know, in a garage thinking, what can we do? And they came with this great idea of connecting everyone with the best information. So they had all the opportunities to succeed because they were in an environment which allowed them, you know, they were in the right ecosystem, right place, right time. So Google for Startups was created with that idea that it doesn't matter where you are and where you come from, you should have access to the best of Google and the resources to help you succeed. Because that's, we know, like people and connection makes a great difference when you're building your own company. So for instance, one of the things that we are doing at the moment to support startups who might not have access to resources is our recently announced Ukrainian Fund. I don't know if you heard, we just posted yesterday the selected startups, great business models. I would really encourage you to just do a quick Google search and look for them. But this is an example of us trying to reach out to ecosystems that at the moment won't have those resources. Now, we have a global reach, right? We have campuses all over the world. And then we have what you guys just became, which is a Google for Startup partner. Why we have partners? You will say, obviously, Google is a big company. Google for Startups is not as big as Google, as you can imagine. We actually are like our own startup. So what we do is partner with great players like yourselves that can help us tap into ecosystems where we're not present and where we see potential and in talent, in ideas, in technologies for us to just come in, partner with a great enabler to help us provide the resources to their startups. So we have around 75 plus partners across the network. you guys just became part of the what we call the community. So that's great, because you're going to be able to access all of these other hubs and connect with them and learn from each other, and hopefully transfer those learnings to the startups of your community. The startups who are part of our partners have raised in 2021 11+ billion, and we have created 50K plus jobs. All of the startups that are part of our partner will have access to our programs. They can apply, and they get access to a bunch of other resources, which I'm sure they will share with you soon. So what do we offer to our partners? And I was touching a little bit on that. So by being a startup partner, our partner gets access to our marketing support. And what does that mean for the startup? Let's say there's a great story of a startup in the region that has access to some of our resources and they help them succeed. We will promote that across the channels. We will give visibility to those startups. So I will put our website in the chat after, so you can log in and see some of the great success stories that our partners and our startups has had thanks to the partnership. Then, very more importantly, access to Google and resources. All of a sudden, you have a face of Google. And I come from startups like world myself before joining the corporate world, as they would say. And you never talk, it's very hard to have a human interaction, right? It's a big company, you apply to different things, but now, thanks to the partnership, what we want to offer as well is a face. So you met Paris, and now you know me, and then the idea is you have that human interaction with Google, which can help you connect with advisors, organize trainings, and basically bring the best of Google to you. Lastly, and for me, the most important thing, you now became part of the community of partners, the community of startups who are part of the Google for Startups network. So please utilize this, connect, ask for resources, ask for connections, just join all the events that we can organize that your partner Astana will share with the community, because we really believe that communities is what helps a startup succeed. So I would like to welcome everyone to the Google for Startup community, especially Astana, and hopefully, we start hearing a lot from startups in your region.
Okay.
Any questions?
Oh, yep. You can ask the questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have any questions, please raise your hand, or you can type it in the chat, and then we can ask them. I see a raised hand from Nikolai. Okay, Nikolai, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah. Hi. So cool to see Google here. So Helen, really glad to see you. Thank you so much, Magjan and all the Astana Hub, for this opportunity to hopefully join your cool community. So a couple of questions, like what are the main criteria you're seeking in applicants, and what are kind of a must-have requirements, and what are kind of a desired or like nice to have things?
Do you mean to participate in the Accelerator?
Right, sure.
So maybe Baris, you can share some light here.
Sure. I think perhaps maybe I can quickly answer this question. Generally, when we're accepting or when we're looking for the projects, the general criteria are the potential of the startup, what are the traction of the startup in the last 3 months, what kind of problems it solves, and then generally, not very broad, like there are 7 criteria, just like that, that determine which startups go to the program and which do not. Generally, we are looking for the startups at the product market fit stage of development, the companies. So that's basically it. Yes.
And I guess the Baris were something to say.
Yeah. It's that's what you say is just the following. Like, guys, we will just look and select what we like. Is that it? Or are there any preferences? Like, for example, Google likes Droid applications, or business services, or C2Cs, something like this, something like preferable things, or
I can share a little bit, just a little bit. So for instance, like you're applying to a Google program, right? So at the end of the day, one of the things that we're going to look at is, can we actually help you, right?
Okay.
Your company and, can benefit from our products. So obviously, and like we can do a lot of things. And I think one of the most valuable things that happens when a startup goes through our program is the connections with Google mentors, that acts that like is more on an ad hoc basis. You go through this program. Obviously, we're going to look at if, can you benefit from our products? Because then we're going to be really going to be able to help you. Are you, a B2C company? Are you B2B, which can grow in all of our technologies? So that's like, if you are maybe running like, I don't know, like I can't even think about something that we wouldn't be able to help, but those are definitely areas that we look at in the selection process, because otherwise we're just not going to get you into a program and not being able to help you. Also,
right.
One of the things that we also do is interviews with the founder. We really, as I said, we create a sense of community. So we want the founder to be googly, if that makes sense, want to grow, wants to be active in the program, wants to interact with others, wants to help others. That's one of the questions that will ask, how will you, what are your top 3 priorities? Of course, grow, but like, are you willing to give back to this community? So these are things that for us are really, really important.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. I see that we have some questions coming up in the chat. Actually, quite a bit of them. So first of all, I see there's a question. Hi, everyone, from Amir. It says, hi, everyone. Will there be financial support for Google AdSense in this program? And yep.
So I don't believe in the GFS Accelerator. There is AdSense. AdSense is like it's a sales team in Google. I would love. I can share maybe later the requirements to get into these programs, but I don't think it's part of the Accelerator. I will doubt it. Like, you guys need to think, to be very clear. Like, there is Google. With Google, we as Google for Startup have access to Google, but we're way more connected with the ecosystem now. Let's say you get into the program and you want to explore AdSense. We will definitely make those introductions and those connections for you to get mentor on the product and to like help you maybe grow on it. And maybe once I'm going to find out the requirements, but then we will help you navigate that. As I said, I think on my presentation, I think it's very important that have a human, and I always say this, who can help you navigate a big organization like Google, right? And connect you with the right people to grow in the areas. Because I always say, like, what can you do for me? And I always ask the question back to staff. No, tell me what you need help with, because this is huge, right? I can come here with like the scroll and be like, right, these are all of these areas, but it's helpful for us to know how can we help you. Hence why doing and learning about OKRs, we encourage our startups to have an OKR session before maybe joining the program or during the program, so they can define clear objectives, and then for us we can go in up with a more sniper approach into helping you, into mentoring you.
Okay, thanks for your very broad answer.
Okay, можно я скажу сейчас, добавлю?
Давайте
Лена.
По очереди, потому что вот Буркит руку поднял, давайте дадим очередь Буркиту, и потом к вам можем перейти. Так, Буркит, я вижу вы руки. Burkit, I see you've raised your hand. Please, you can ask a question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So great. Hi, everyone. I want to ask about at what stage can we apply to the program? It should be a PMF, right?
Yeah, I can answer your question. Yes, it should be product market fit stage. This is our priority for the first batch. So we're looking, at least you need to have MVP and first user base. This is the minimal requirements.
Regarding also the user base, does it require the scope of the user base? Does it need to be 10 users, 100 users, 1,000 users? or it depends on the product?
It depends on the product. We have to look, is it B2B, C2C, which kind of business model you're building.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Also, I think I have to ask Helene, if you have to be somewhere else.
I can stay for 5 more minutes, even listening to it's interesting, even if you guys answered the questions, because it's more specific to the program. But like, I'm happy to stay 5 more minutes.
Okay, we'll just see. Next question, I think задать свой вопрос. Да?
Okay, thank you, Elena. This program has some financial support other Google AdSense. And что подразумеваете в виду под MVP? Можете, пожалуйста, перевести? То есть в MVP должен быть хотя бы разработанный продукт, или он должен уже работать как минимум бизнес и иметь клиенты?
Okay, I could answer. As we already mentioned, there is no AdSense credits at this moment. На первое время не предусмотрена финансовая поддержка в формате AdSense или Google AdWords, но есть возможность получить финансирование в рамках программы Seed Money до 25 миллионов тенге. Программа в прошлом году уже была запущена, 300 миллионов тенге уже стартапы финансирования совокупно получили. В этом году еще 500 миллионов тенге финансирования получат. И для того, чтобы получить финансирование, это нужно будет, вот если вы пройдете в акселератор, Silkway акселератор, то у вас уже будут хорошие шансы, дополнительная комиссия будет пройдена, и вы сможете получить это финансирование в обмен на 1% с доходов. And what about the MVP? То есть minimum viable product, то есть нужен будет минимально рабочий прототип с минимальным функционалом и первыми пользователями. Без пользователей не подойдет.
Окей, спасибо.
Thanks. Also, now we see raise hand from Daniel. Daniel, you can unmute and ask your question, please.
Hello, dear colleagues. Thank you very much for your presentation. So my question is, what is the format of the acceleration? Is it a full-time or part-time, online, offline? How much time shall we engage in this acceleration? For example, if we're working already, and I need to have this information. Thank you.
Yeah, I also could answer this question. We prefer full-time engagement. So we're going to put a lot of resources in this program, including accommodation, co-working spaces. So all you need is to get your air ticket and get to Astana. So we will meet you in the airport, help you to get the accommodation, and all the customer journey map will be provided for you to provide comfortable and convenient format for you to work on your project. But of course, we need a full engagement from your side, and we suggest to put all your work aside and fully go deeply into your project. Maybe if some of you has some jobs, you have to hire some additional project managers, product managers to fully involve in this program.
Okay, thank you, Magžan.
Thank you, Magžan. I think we'll ask just one last question to Helena. Here, I think it's in the chat. It's by Kulushev, and it says, hello, everyone. You mentioned that Google advisors will help us during the program. What will the format of mentoring by Google representatives? Is that personal training that will consult our company on regular basis for ad hoc problem solving? Thanks and advice. So yeah, that's the question.
I'm happy to answer that. So once you get into the program, what we normally do is, as I mentioned, OKRs, and see if we can match you with an advisors. Then that will be like a consultative session. What tends to happen sometimes is like the advisor wants to get more involved, and then that can go on an ongoing basis. That really depends on the startups, and the startup like really feels that they can help. I think, as I said, and that's what I was answering, I don't remember his name question, but it's where can we really help you? And if we can help you like deeper, I think the session will go for longer, you know, versus maybe if you just need a Q&A session with someone, maybe you just solve all those issues there. And even we have like guidelines for our mentors and advisors, and the mentors that you have access to not only internal Google, you have external as well that we have. And then the advisor, we try to match them. We recommend the advisor if they can help, they just do not take the session, right? We understand that startups are very, very busy. Time is money. So what we'll try is to match you for first a consultation session, and then it's up to the advisors if they want to continue or not.
Yeah, actually, like one of the main objectives is to expose you to as many mentors and advisors and experts as possible. So during the 4 months, from Google and outside of Google, but Google approved mentors will be helping you. There will be one-to-one sessions, one-to-many sessions. This will help you expand your network. You can jump into one-to-one calls after one-to-many sessions. You can arrange one-to-one sessions with mentors that will be listed to you. But at the end of the program, once you're out, what we are aiming is to build this huge network of mentors, experts, advisors, whatever you call them. And you will be able to hopefully pick up the phone, reach out to them and ask anything. That's the main idea. I think that's the biggest benefit of the program. So just want to point that.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Only yesterday, I was hosting a talk with this Irish startup, and we were talking about mentors, and he was talking about how, because someone asked a question, like if you could ask for anything, this was already a successful startup, at the beginning of the journey, what would it be? And he mentioned introductions and people, because it was thanks to an introduction to this advisor who then introduced them to this other person who then got really involved, what made a great switch for them in their journey. So I think it's just +1 on what Barry's said. Our idea is to connect you with as many experts and people as possible. The one-to-many sessions. So Astana now has access to a variety of workshops that we do from our obviously products, but also, for instance, how to build diverse teams, how to become an effective founder, right? So it's to provide you informants as many knowledge as possible. And again, try to make the most, connect with the mentors, and then leverage that, right? Yeah.
Okay, great. Now I think we can continue with the people that raised their hand. I'm not sure who was the last one. I think we can start with Azad. Azad, you can ask your question, and then we can continue with Marcel.
Hi, everybody. We also applied. Actually, we are not classical startup. We're outsourcing companies with business service consultancy. So why we applied? We applied because we're using Google Stack, Google Cloud Platform. So do we have any chances as a outsourcing company, or this program considers only classical startups with business model? Thank you.
Yeah, I could answer. So mainly we're looking for the products. So maybe it is a good chance for you to consider to launch a new product. Yeah, I know that your team is doing very well. You have a lot of contracts. You're growing very fastly. So consider, please, to build your own startup.
Thank you. And I think now we can continue with the question from Marcel. Marcel, please, if you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, everybody, especially from Helen to Helen. I want to ask you, can you help to promote for a few days my Android app to the top in Android market, please? You can help me to do it in this program, Google Startups, because my product is done, is on the Android market. Is it working? It's very well working. It's a great product. Please do attention, say about it. Thank you very much. I don't
yeah, I could
anymore. I need to promote. I'm sorry. I need to promote to my product because I believe in successful story for my life.
Thank you for your question. I also could answer this. So please apply into the acceleration program. You will have an opportunity to take some consultations. So how to promote your app in Play Market. So it is up to you, up to your skills. We will provide full support.
Yeah, like believe it or not, we used to do that. We used to be able to go to Play Team and ask for app featuring before, but that was like 5-6 years ago when this program was called Launchpad. I used to go to play business development folks, and they were actually asking us for applications coming out of accelerators to feature. Unfortunately, they don't do that anymore, but it never hurts to ask. It's not a promise.
Thank you.
But if you are a part of the accelerator, if you graduate, then I would like to prepare a list and then go to Play Guys and just tell them, look, these guys are accelerator, they have amazing apps. Can we give them a chance and feature them on Play Store? It's not a promise, but something I can try. So I just wanted that.
Nice try.
Guys, I do need to jump now, but it was awesome to meet you, and I can't wait to meet the the winners of the cohort. And yeah, see you very soon in Madrid, Magda. So have a lovely rest of the event. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Да, Магжан,
Bye
добрый
bye.
день.
Yeah.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye bye. So
Да,
yeah,
можно
I
еще
think,
один вопрос? Добрый день. всем.
добрый день, да? Хорошо, задавайте.
Yeah,
Вопрос такой.
guys, by the way, we will continue. Yeah, so you can still ask questions. It's just for Elena, she had a limited amount of time, so that's why she left us.
Yep.
Да.
Дмитрий?
Коллеги, вопрос такой. MPV, который должен быть сделан, он до начала программы уже нужно заходить с MPV, или MPV должен создаваться во время реализации этой программы?
До начала программы. Да, то есть на входе, на момент подачи заявки у вас должен быть работающий MVP.
Уже
Это
с действующими клиентами, да?
Да, с первыми клиентами, да, с первыми юзерами. Не обязательно уже монетизация у вас должна работать, но первый юзер-бейс у вас должен быть.
Хорошо, спасибо.
Так, Argin, I think you were the first one to raise your hand, so if you could unmute and ask your question so we can continue. У вас, мне кажется, проблемы с интернетом. Давайте я вас замьючу.
In which way we should confirm those? Are you hearing me?
Нет, давайте в чат напишите, просто вас очень плохо слышно, и мы продолжим. Мы ответим на ваш вопрос. Okay, I think we now can continue with Sign. Sign, please, you can unmute and then you can ask your questions.
Добрый день, коллеги. Хорошо слышно меня?
Да.
У меня такой вопрос. Вот Магжан говорил о том, что после данной программы есть хорошие шансы получить в программе Seed Money, получается, финансовую поддержку. Я хотел узнать, а программа Seed Money, она вообще когда стартует? И еще один вопрос, извиняюсь. Программа будет проходить на двух языках или будет только на английском языке проходить?
Окей, so, да, программа Seed Money стартует уже до конца июня. Это будут две параллельные программы, но если вы станете участником данного акселератора, у вас будет больше шансов получить финансирование. Это первое. Второе, программа будет двуязычная. Естественно, от экспертов из Google в основном будет все на английском языке, поэтому знание английского в команде кому-то из руководящего состава обязательно. Если эксперты будут, в том числе и будут наши местные эксперты, то программа будет предоставляться на русском языке.
Правильно я понял, программа будет в июне, да, SeedMoney открыта, да, уже? Сейчас она на сайте просто у вас закрыта.
Да.
Еще один вопрос, извиняюсь. Я вот в форме смотрел то, что у вас есть поддержка в виде жилья. Хотел узнать, нам нужно заявку подать, и уже дальше будет рассмотрение, да?
То есть вы сейчас заявку подаете на акселератор, дальше конкурсная комиссия принимает решение. Если вы проходите, то все будет предоставлено с нашей стороны.
Все, понял, спасибо.
Спасибо. Now I think we can continue with the question from the chat. I think it could be directed for Barish or anyone who wants to answer this question. So basically it's from Saule, and she says, could you support startups using artificial intelligence? Yes. How can is this the question? Yeah. Support startups using artificial intelligence. How can a private company become a partner? Stuff like that. Yes. Basically, that's the question.
Of course we can, especially if you are using TensorFlow. So TensorFlow team is always looking to partner with startups all around the globe. And I have very good connections actually over there. So I would be happy to connect you to some TensorFlow folks for certification, for roadmap sharing, for partnership, for engineering support. So that some of the verticals and support in this program will be curated case by case, depending on the startup's focus. If artificial intelligence is not the focus of the whole class, the whole cohort, we may do less artificial intelligence mentorship sessions during the curriculum and force everyone to attend. But if there's one or two startups focused on that, I would like to take them privately, talk to them, understand their needs, and then connecting them to the teams in Google, such as DeepMind, TensorFlow, to support their needs. So this could be some other vertical as well. Say you are a startup focused on AR, VR, and you are the only startup in the class that is focused on that. So it may be tricky to arrange a session, a one-to-many session for you specifically. But via Astana Hub, if you reach out to me, I'll make sure to reach out to AR/VR team within Google and help you, and etc. So yeah, whether it's AI or some other specific vertical, I will act as a bridge between Astana Hub and Google's product and engineering teams to support you.
Thank you, Barish. Now we have next people who raised their hands. I think next one should be Darhan. Darhan, if you could unmute and you can ask your question.
Всем привет. Как меня слышно? Нормально?
Да, слышно вас.
Хотел узнать, вот в Google есть свой хостинг, услуга Google Cloud Web Hosting. Возможно ли использовать в рамках программы? И второе, у нас есть касание правила, что домены .kz нельзя связывать с зарубежными хостингами. Можно ли получить специальное разрешение, либо как-то обойти это правило? Спасибо.
У нас будет поддержка Google Cloud, менторская, экспертная. Также предусмотрены купоны на сумму до 100 тысяч. Но да, здесь есть ограничения в связи с необходимостью локального хостинга, если сайт находится в домене KZ. Поэтому я думаю, что самый простой способ не подпадать под данное ограничение – это использовать другой домен, .com или другие. Ответил на ваш вопрос?
Oskar, maybe you have something to add in here?
Да, спасибо.
In this question.
Oh, it's fine. Magjan totally have comprehensive answer. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Oskar. Now we have a question from Kwanish. Kwanish, you can answer with your question. You can ask your question and we can answer.
Добрый день. У нас два вопроса. Это вот только что мы хотели задать вопрос по поводу подтверждения финансов. Первый вопрос – это мы прочли, что 15 участников только может быть на бесплатной основе. Можете объяснить, что это значит?
То есть максимально это, получается, 15 стартапов пройдет, либо это финальная часть по 15 стартапов? Это первый вопрос.
Будет, сразу отвечу. 2 потока в этом году по 15 стартапов. Только бесплатно, платного нет, только бесплатно и только 15 стартапов, не более. То есть у нас сегодня уже 150 заявок, я думаю, еще будет там до 300 не менее, из них только 15 лучших проектов будет отобрано.
Все, услышали, спасибо. И второй вопрос, вот, как стартап должен подтверждать свои, то есть продажи и какие-то финансовые потоки и так далее?
Всеми возможными способами, выписками, скриншотами, отзывами, там, транзакциями. Здесь ограничений нет. Чем больше предоставите материалов, тем больше шансов на успех.
Может еще дополнение к первому вопросу? Отбор как будет осуществляться? То есть есть ли какие-то там критерии, например, там, допустим, стартапы, которые ориентированы там, на зарубежный рынок, они там в приоритете или там что-то еще?
Да, стартапы с глобальным потенциалом, естественно, будут в приоритете. Критерии базовые на платформе уже описаны, а далее это все на усмотрение экспертов, куда в экспертную группу войдут представители рынка и Google for Startups. Мы, как администрация Astana Hub, не принимаем участие в отборе, это будет независимая комиссия.
И еще вот последний вопрос по поводу вот, насколько, то есть уровня стартапа, да, то есть есть такие уже довольно-таки солидные компании, которые, в принципе, как говорится, там, конкурировать с ним очень сложно. Это тоже, да, будет все как бы браться, да, в учет?
Если это не стартап, а уже действующий бизнес, я думаю, они сами не подадутся на акселератор, скорее всего. А если и подадутся, и мы увидим, что программа не даст им какого-то эффекта, то мы такие проекты, скорее всего, не будем отбирать. Поэтому наша задача, чтобы проект получил буст X10 там, и выходил на глобальные рынки.
Спасибо большое.
Поэтому вы не переживайте насчет конкурентов, не переживайте насчет какие requirements. Просто максимально упакуйте вашу ценность, максимально предоставьте всю информацию о вашем проекте. Есть проекты, которые не зарабатывают, но имеют крутой глобальный потенциал. Например, Cerebro, да, то есть они еще не зарабатывают, но это крутой проект с крутым потенциалом. И они не переживают, кто у них конкуренты, как большие компании, маленькие. Просто надо правильно упаковаться. Поэтому...
А по поводу дедлайна, на лендинге как раз-таки там какое-то изменение пошло, что до 12 июня продлили.
Пока дедлайн до 5 июня, возможно, будет продление, но вы лучше не рискуйте.
Все хорошо, спасибо.
Спасибо.
Thank you. Also, now we're having some questions in the chat. I think we can answer them as well. The first one comes from Tamerlan. I think this question was partly answered, but I'm going to read it anyway. So it says, is there a possibility to get financing for an already 10 years profitable operating B2B edtech business with high international expansion potential, B2C focused, or this program is seed stage focused only?
I think if the company is profitable for the last 10 years, maybe you shouldn't apply to this program because this program is aimed for the seed stage. So it's the idea of this program is to help you to reach your first customers, to build your first revenue stream. So if you already have your revenue stream, you could apply. You will have some chances. The final decision will be at the expert side, and you have to know that you have to pay plus 1% per revenue for the next 3 years. So make your own calculation and make your decision.
Thank you, Magjan. Now let me ask Darhan, you raised your hand, so you have another question? Okay, probably looks like it's not the case. Okay, now we can answer some questions in the chat again. So Сауле у нас спрашивает вопрос. У меня несколько стартапов на стадии идеи, команда программистов только нашла. Можно ли зайти на стадии идеи или после разработки первой версии?
Уважаемые предприниматели, не стоит тратить ваше время и подавать проекты на стадии идей. Такие проекты на данном акселераторе не рассматриваются. Для этого есть другие программы. Techpreneurs, есть программа Startup School, Startup Academy и другие. Посмотрите, в данной программе только на MVP и User Base.
Спасибо, Магжан. Так, дальше. Вот вопрос от Жанны. Она пишет: скажите, пожалуйста, заявки будут рассмотрены только по предоставлению информации презентации, будут ли запрошены дополнительные материалы? В принципе, я могу ответить на этот вопрос. У нас будет запрашиваться на первом этапе на скрининге только презентация и информация про ваш стартап. Далее дополнительный материал будет запрашиваться только уже по интервью на кейс-бай-кейс, на формате кейс-бай-кейс, так что при обсуждении с нашим экспертом на этапе диагностики вам это все скажут. Так, вот, надеюсь, я ответил на ваш вопрос. Дальше можем задать вопросы, которые часто задавались до начала программы, как мы собираем заявки. Вот, у нас был вот такой вопрос, который часто задаются. Вот у нас есть несколько проектов, например, 2. Могу ли я подать 2 заявки на эту программу?
Вас никто не ограничивает, вы можете подать 1, 2, хоть 10, но я думаю, что эксперты, видя, что у вас расфокус и у вас несколько проектов, таким образом вы снизите свои шансы на успех. То есть у стартапа традиционно шанс на успех менее 1%. Если вы занимаетесь несколькими проектами одновременно, это я как эксперт говорю, то ваши шансы еще ниже. Поэтому я бы на вашем месте 1, ну максимум 2, и то смежных, очень близких друг к другу, подавал бы, не более.
Okay, thank you. Now I think we can ask another question that's been asked pretty often. I think we can ask it in English this time. So the question is, usually for the startups, for CEO, some of their startups is registered outside of the region that we've mentioned, namely Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, and Azerbaijan, and the company is registered outside of this region. Can they apply to this program?
I think you could apply, but we will suggest you to set up a local entity, because it's really easy to set up, and you will have a special tax preferences, one of the best tax regime in the world in terms of numbers. So I think it's easier for you to operate using local legal entity, but it's not limited yet, because we have a mandate for the whole Central Asian region. So you could use your legal entity from different countries. I mean, different Central Asian countries. And if your legal entity is out of the region, you better to localize it.
Thank you, Magžan. And another question that gets asked a lot is the question regarding the accommodation and co-working places that's being provided. And if anyone can add some more details into it, that would be great.
So the guy is asking about the accommodation and co-working?
Yeah, for how many people, and if there are any accommodation offered at all.
Yeah, what kind of limits do we have, Aigerim?
I guess about 6 team members.
Okay, 6 team members.
So also I have to say that the accommodation is provided for a group of for 2 people from each group. So if you're accepted to a program, we provide accommodation and co-working places for up to 2 people. So now we can go back to our questions in our chat. Here's the one from Nurbek. He's asking, how long the acceleration program will be, and is it necessary for CEO to participate? Well, for the second question, we've already answered. It has to be CEO or one of the managing directors. And for the first question, how long the program will be, can someone answer this question? maybe some of our. So the question is how long the program will go for.
Okay, let me answer then. The acceleration program will be held in an offline format and will last about 3 months. And yeah, it's necessary actually to for CEO to participate in the program, but also the CEO or the one who can make actually the decisions in the company, he can also join the program. It will be okay.
Thank you, Aigerim and Magžan. Next question comes from Aziz. I think I can answer it myself. Presentation should be in English or Russian is enough. So as you're applying to the program, presentations in both languages are accepted. So you can send the presentation both in Russian and in English.
Yes, but we suggest to provide English version of the presentation.
Exactly. So next question is in Russian. Let me ask you real quick. It says, какая будет поддержка по выходу на другие рынки вот, от Тимиргали? Если кто-нибудь сможет ответить на этот вопрос.
Вопрос такой комплексный, ответ тоже дам широкий. То есть для того, чтобы выйти на разные рынки, то есть вам нужен там пакет мер, да, это, во-первых, ваш продукт, это там customer development, это product market fit, который нужно выработать до выхода на внешние рынки, либо сразу искать product market fit на внешних рынках. Вам нужен будет go-to-market стратегия, и все это помогут выработать наши эксперты, трекеры, которые будут вас сопровождать. То есть первое, выстроить продукт, выстроить продукт до стадии PMF, в этом будет поддержка. Второе, выработать go-to-market стратегию и маркетинговую стратегию. И третье, я думаю, будет помощь в лидогенерации, то есть в поиске потенциальных клиентов.
Спасибо. Также вот мы также стримим в YouTube, и оттуда как раз-таки пришел вопрос. Так, вот она спрашивает: здравствуйте, я только присоединилась, делается MVP, но продаж нет, идеи не проявляются, можно участвовать. На этот вопрос мы уже ответили, мы говорим то, что стартап должен быть уже с готовым MVP и с первыми продажами.
С первыми пользователями.
Пользователями, спасибо. We can continue.
Before proceeding to the next question, I have to leave as well, but I just wanted to thank you. I took a screenshot of this meeting because I wasn't expecting almost 70 attendees. This is important because I'd like to show to the team that there is a huge interest from the region to learn more about this program. Thanks for having me, Helena and Beyza. If there are any questions after we leave, if there are any questions that we can answer, please do forward us the questions and we will do our best to answer them and get back to you. But yeah, looking forward to this and thanks for being a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Baris, Beyza. Thank you.
It was nice to have you. Also, yeah, if you have any questions for Google team, on our landing page, and here you can ask this question, and we will gladly forward it to the Google for Startups team. Thank you. So I think we can continue for 10 more minutes until 6 p.m. and then I think we can conclude this session. So the rest of the questions are in Russian. I think, да, мы можем, в принципе, продолжить на русском языке. Дальше. Пришел вопрос от Аслана. Спрашивает, будет ли юридическая поддержка составления договоров политики конфиденциальности оферты?
Да, будет.
Такой комплексный вопрос. Спасибо. Будут ли эксперты от Гугла по медтех? Спрашивает.
Я думаю, что да, скорее всего, комьюнити экспертов Google, оно очень большое. То есть мы, да, уже ознакомливаемся, смотрим список экспертов. Я думаю, что подобрать из медтек представляется возможным.
Также добавлю от себя то, что мы можем запрашивать, то есть участники программы могут запрашивать менторов по запросу, и если как раз-таки по запросу найдется такой эксперт, будем рады помочь. Так, дальше. Какие у нас еще вопросы? Консультация по хранению данных пользователей юридически от Аслана. Не совсем понял вопрос.
Понятно.
Будет ли консультации? Да. Ага.
Да, вопросы касательно конфиденциальности данных, правильного хранения, информбезопасности. Такая экспертиза тоже будет предоставлена.
Спасибо. Вот Лейкбай спрашивает, так, сейчас у нас есть немного шум. Так, вот, убрал. И так, дальше продолжим. Лейкбай говорит, я поздно. У нас как раз здесь и вопросы пришли. Люди подняли свои руки, давайте продолжим с них. Абзал, можете спросить свой вопрос. Можете unmute сделать и задать свой вопрос, Абзал.
Все, здравствуйте, приветствую всех. Вопрос такой. В начале июля обещали запустить программу Accelerator, то есть мы по Accelerator прошли, хотели на Accelerator участвовать дополнительно. То есть именно вот этот Google Silkway стартап теперь будет параллельно проходить или как? Мы бы и там, как это можно будет участвовать?
Да, давайте немножко разъясню. Программа Accelerator, она, скорее всего, стартанет немножко позже, в августе или в сентябре. Вот. Вы можете участвовать, в принципе, в 2 акселерациях, но мы не советуем, потому что это будет немножко сложно, нужна полная вовлеченность в программу, поэтому, наверное, придется выбирать. Что касается второй когорты на программу Google for Startups, пока мы точно, вернее, Silkway Accelerator, да, мы пока точно вам не можем сказать по датам, но планируем, скорее всего, в октябре.
Спасибо, Айгерим. Дальше вопрос у Сайна. Сайн, you've raised your hand. If you could unmute and ask your question.
Привет. Вопрос такой, а сколько по времени будет программа занимать? Я имею в виду в часах ежедневно. Какой-то есть? Час, 2, 3 или надо целый день?
Вообще на лендинге, да, мы предоставили, в принципе, всю информацию подробную, по дням расписали, какие воркшопы будут каждый день проходить. Практически, скорее всего, нужна будет вовлеченность на полный день, но я думаю, где-то 3-4 часа точно.
3-4 часа в день, да, будет?
Да, поясню. Образовательная часть, консультационная часть будет занимать там 2-4 часа в день. Иногда, конечно, могут быть пробелы, какие-то дни могут быть свободны, но все остальное время вам будет необходимо работать над проектом, чтобы показывать трекшн. Если трекеры будут видеть, что ваш проект не прогрессирует, то вас могут подать на исключение.
Поэтому... Еще вопрос, да, я понял. Смотрите, что делать с сезонностью? Потому что у меня, получается, стартап, он в EdTech форме, как бы онлайн-образование. И, получается, летом ученики у нас не учатся. Я летом никакой прогресс не могу показать. У нас с сентября идет прогресс.
Тогда на второй поток подавайтесь, который будет осенью.
Смысла нет, да, сейчас в акселераторе участвовать?
Ну, если вы трекшн не покажете, то нет смысла. Трекшн, то есть нам нужен трекшн каждого проекта, то есть прогресс каждого проекта.
Который уже был в прошлом учебном году.
Нет, смотрите, трекшн у вас должен быть на момент подачи, какой-то бэкграунд, и трекшн должен произойти во время программы.
А если было до, это уже не считается, да?
Ну, нет, это считается для того, чтобы попасть в программу, но для того, чтобы ее завершить, вам также нужен трекшн.
Понял, да. Все, спасибо.
Спасибо, Сайн. Дальше Нурбек, да, можете спрашивать свой вопрос.
Да, я как раз про трекшн хотел уточнить, то есть нам надо будет в конце, или каждую неделю, допустим, показывать результаты лида, там, маркетинговой стратегии и так далее.
Да.
Все.
Так, дальше Алькей, можете задавать свой вопрос. Так, вопрос не идет. Хорошо, так, дальше от тебя тоже добавили то, что у нас будут ходить, насчет формата мероприятия будут проходить воркшопы от Google. Каждую неделю они будут запланированы и как раз-таки будут проходить на еженедельной основе. В первую неделю она будет проходить в пятницу, и дальше до конца программы она будет проходить во вторник вечером, так что да, в таком формате будут проходить. Остальное время как раз-таки будут мероприятия с экспертами от Astana Hub. Вот так. Так, есть ли у нас еще вопросы? Здесь вопрос от Нурмурата. Да, ответили. Так, дальше. Можем задавать пару вопросов, которые были часто заданы. Был вопрос, часто задают как раз-таки насчет того, что на каком языке будет проходить диагностика. Вот при отборе на программу, как раз-таки после прохождения первичного скрининга, при прохождении диагностики можете и на английском, и на русском языке проходить интервью. Так, в принципе,
при этом рекомендуем максимально стараться выступать, питчить на английском языке. То есть нам нужны проекты с глобальным потенциалом. Если никто из вашей команды не владеет английским языком, у вас будут трудности при экспансии. И на это, я думаю, эксперты будут обращать внимание.
Спасибо, Магжан. И, в принципе, мне кажется, уже можем подводить нашу сессию к концу. Да, не за что, Максимум. И вот, да, спасибо всем, кто участвовал у нас сегодня на сессии. Очень много вопросов было, очень информативные ответы. Всем экспертам спасибо, кто поучаствовал. Заявки принимаются у нас до 5 июня. Как мы сказали, то, что возможно, ну, может быть экстеншн, но подавайте до 5 июня. Программа сама начинается 20-го и как раз-таки будет проходить в течение 3 месяцев. Всем спасибо. И если есть какие-то комментарии, последние от экспертов, можем их выслушать и потом можем заканчивать нашу сессию.
Да, друзья, вы можете задавать вопросы на program@astanahub.com. Вот, я также ранее писала в Телеграме Искандера, если у вас будут какие-то дополнительные вопросы, вы можете писать. Вот, мы всегда на связи. Также вы знаете, где мы находимся, если вдруг вы в Астане уже, да, по адресу Мангаликель 55/4, павильон C4.6, пожалуйста, приходите сюда, здесь тоже можем вам провести консультацию. Всех будем рады видеть на программе.
Всем спасибо за интерес. Подавайте заявки. Ждем всех. Будем строить наш первый единорог. Всем спасибо.
Отлично. Всем спасибо. Тогда и на этом я заканчиваю.
Спасибо, до свидания.
Спасибо
всем.
До свидания.
До свидания.
Пока.